We have breaking news on Hurricane Melissa. This is a record-breaking storm that is bearing down right now on Jamaica. It is a monster Category 5 hurricane, 185-mile-per-hour winds that are now moving over land with gusts topping 220 miles per hour. And this is making Melissa now the second strongest hurricane ever in Atlantic history, the strongest ever to hit Jamaica.
For places near the eye of the storm, a nightmare scenario is unfolding. You have catastrophic winds tearing through the island like a slow-moving tornado, one that just sits there. Several months' worth of rain is also coming down. And just hours ago, the image that you're looking at right now, you could actually see a bridge there that was spanning the river, that clearly underwater. You have life-threatening flash flooding, and mudslides have become a major concern, as we've just learned seconds ago that the hurricane has officially made landfall in Jamaica, though its effects have been felt across the island now for hours. CNN's Derek Van Dam is live in Kingston for us. Derek, what is the latest where you are?
You know, Boris, that's the beauty of live television. You're finding out about it making landfall before I did, but that's that was me waiting for this live shot to occur. That's interesting. Here it is from the National Hurricane Center. Melissa making landfall in southwestern Jamaica near New Hope, with an estimated maximum wind of 185 miles per hour, 295 kilometers per hour, a minimum pressure of 892 millibars. An extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not leave your shelter. Wait as the eye passes over. This is critical information. That eye is so well defined. Now that it's officially come on shore, more than 50% of the eye, that is what officially calls for landfall from the National Hurricane Center. But the eye is so clear that people often mistake the end of the storm. So as they come out and they look up, they'll see perhaps birds flying around. The skies will be sunny. It'll be clear all the way up to the sky. And the winds will drop dramatically, next to nothing, probably calm. And a lot of times people will go outside, venture out, check their property if they're not fully aware of the situation, because the backside of the eye will come through in just a few minutes' time. So what's so destructive about this is that the winds on the northern side of that eye wall that are penetrating the southern coastline of Jamaica right now, they're going to be from the opposite direction once the other side of the eye wall comes through. That's the counterclockwise rotation around a hurricane. So that will catch people off guard. If there's debris already laying on the grounds, it's going to be thrown in an opposite direction, so it will catch people who are unaware off guard, no doubt. So we're in Kingston, the capital, and I just want to scene set. It's windy here, but we're 100 miles east of where the center of Melissa is taking shape. The second strongest storm in Atlantic history, the modern record keeping the strongest storm in Jamaica. There's so many superlatives, so many facts, little nuggets to throw out there, but Kingston largely spared from the worst catastrophic winds. Good news, a glimpse of good news, is because this is the population density, 1 million people here, but 3 million people across the entire country. And what's happening on the western parts of this beautiful island nation is pure and utter devastation. It's going to be heartbreak to see the aftermath of this storm. But we got to focus on what people are going to be dealing with this slow-moving disaster, as it's moving more or less the same speed as a brisk walk. So every once in a while, we'll get these the rain bands that come through, a gust of very powerful tropical storm to near hurricane force winds. Right now, as I speak, I can hear some emergency personnel rushing behind me. We'll wait to see where that's coming from. Not sure where they're going, but it's good to see fire trucks, fire engines operating again, because we're in Kingston and because we're away from the center. Maybe they're going to go see to something that's happening up the road here, but what's possible over western parts of the country, roads will likely be inaccessible because of this catastrophic wind, because of the mudslides and landslides that we know are occurring or are about to occur with this. This is a farming and agricultural part of western Jamaica that is being hammered right now with the strongest, most catastrophic winds. That is going to have economic impacts, not to mention Montego Bay is on the north side of the island, and it looks like that could see a direct eye wall hit from this as it traverses and crosses over the island. Think about the tourism that is so synonymous with the coastal areas of Jamaica, especially that region. This will be devastating for those areas and very difficult to recover from. Back to you guys.
Derek Van Dam, please, you and the crew stay safe out there in Kingston, Jamaica, as Melissa makes landfall. Let's bring in Senator Abka Fitz-Henley, Jamaica's Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister. Senator, thank you so much for being with us. I just want to get a read on you on how conditions are where you are right now as this Category 5 hurricane makes landfall.
Thank you, Boris, and hello to your viewers on CNN. Well, I'm in capital city Kingston, very much like your correspondent who just gave an indication of what's happening in Kingston just now. But our major concern now is for the area where landfall has been made by Hurricane Melissa, that's St. Elizabeth, on the southwest of the island of Jamaica. The preliminary accounts are devastating. A number of homes have been damaged. I'm hearing accounts about hospitals and medical centers losing their ceiling and facilities that are intended to provide electricity. The Jamaica Public Service Company's building in a section of St. Elizabeth called Black River, the ceiling has totally gone. So it's utter devastation in sections of St. Elizabeth, pretty much most of the parish based on the preliminary accounts we're getting. However, the government of Jamaica stands ready to assist whenever the storm passes and the conditions are reasonably okay and safe. Our emergency team will go in and assist people who are in dire straits.
Yeah, we're sorry to hear about the reports you're getting about that hospital. We've also learned that Melissa is responsible for some 3 deaths across the island. Do you happen to know if that number has changed at all in the last few hours?
Those fatalities occurred with people preparing for the eventuality of Hurricane Melissa. I have not been able to confirm additional fatalities, and I wouldn't like to speculate on that, but given that it's a Category 5 hurricane, it is making its way over the southern section of the island, a farming community. Some of the houses are very much modern and properly developed. Many of them are, but some are not. So it would not surprise me if that figure increased. However, we're hoping that is not the case, because the priority of the administration of Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is to put in place measures. Indeed, we prepared significantly to save as many lives as possible. And that's why over 800 shelters were opened across Jamaica. Approximately 6,000 people, I'm hearing, based on the latest indication from the officials, have made their way into shelters to get safety and some sustenance during the passage of Hurricane Melissa. So look, we're hoping for the best, but as far as sections of southern Jamaica and central Jamaica are concerned, unfortunately, it is utter devastation.
Yeah, again, I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm glad that folks have at least heeded the warnings about the strength of this storm. And to that point, I wonder if there are any specific areas of concern when it comes to the cleanup, because obviously, as you said, if this looks like the images that we're seeing in the initial reports that we've gotten, it's going to be a tough road to build back. What are your biggest concerns in the coming days?
Well, our biggest concern is the livelihood of the people. A lot of livelihoods have been destroyed because St. Elizabeth and its environment, its environs are significantly farming communities, and a lot of livestock would have naturally been destroyed due to the advent of or the occurrence of Hurricane Melissa. Also, 35% of Jamaica is out of electricity, and southern Jamaica and sections of western Jamaica account for a vast majority of that percentage I just alluded to. So restoring power to various communities which have been disenfranchised or not facilitated because of the storm by electricity will be a major challenge, given that in Jamaica we don't have much underground power systems. You mainly have poles and overhead power lines. So that will be a major challenge, as it was with Hurricane Beryl last year, but it might well pose a more significant challenge and it could possibly be a longer wait for people on that end of the island because of the intensity of Hurricane Melissa, Category 5, the most powerful hurricane to have hit Jamaica ever in our
Yeah.
history. But we're hoping for the best. And indeed, we have put in place measures to ensure that the water systems are sustained for as long as possible. Generators have been located at various sections of the island to ensure that even if there's no electricity, people have access to running water, which is important, as you'd imagine, Boris, in a natural disaster.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And we are hoping for the best for you and the people of Jamaica. Please keep in contact with us. Senator Abka Fitz-Henley, thank you so much.
Thank you, and just allow me to say to the people of Jamaica that the administration of Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness recognizes that you are going through a difficult time. We stand ready to assist. Stay calm as best as possible. It might be challenging, but help will be on the way as soon as it is reasonably safe for our evacuation and first responders to go in. Thank you so much.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.